What if there was a single concept, maybe a single mindset, that could act as a master guide for your decisions?
Okay.
And a powerful medicine for your inner struggles, a diamond-sharp insight into reality, and even like a fragrant, beautiful presence in your everyday life.
That sounds pretty comprehensive.
Doesn't it? Well, welcome to the deep dive. Today we're taking a truly fascinating deep dive into some ancient wisdom, a lecture called Generating the Bodhi Mind.
Ah, yes. By Venerable Master Bennie.
Exactly, provided by the Australian Buddhist Practice Association. And our mission, really, is to unpack the profound and, surprisingly practical wisdom in these teachings.
Right. What does it really mean?
Yeah, what does it mean to generate the Bodhi mind, and why should you care? Why does cultivating this mindset matter? We'll look at some really vivid analogies that highlight its power.
Looking forward to it. These analogies are quite something.
Okay, so let's unpack this first one, the Bodhi mind as a master controller.
Right, but
It's described as this master guide, capable of skillful guidance, training for all beings, especially in understanding and upholding the Mahayana Dharma. What does that idea of master controller really imply here?
Well, what's fascinating, I think, is the term FAP. You often see it translated as phenomena, but in this context, it's so much more.
Okay.
It covers not just, external events, but also the methods to understand them, the methods to control them, even the methods to influence them.
Wow.
It's a remarkably comprehensive term. It's really about skillful application. So when the Source talks about maintaining all the phenomena of Mahayana, it's not just about grasping the ideas intellectually.
Right, not just book learning.
Exactly. The Mahayana, the great vehicle path, focuses on universal liberation. So maintaining here means the ability to skillfully utilize and sort of naturally manifest its profound methods.
That idea of mastering phenomena, not just observing them passively, that's really compelling. For someone who might typically think phenomena are just things happening out there. How does understanding FAP in this broader sense change things? How does it change their approach to life or practice?
Oh, it's a game changer. It really is.
Yeah.
Because it shifts you from being just a passive observer to an active participant. And even a guide.
Active, okay.
Yeah, the insight here is that the Bodhi mind isn't passive observation. It's about gaining this ultimate level of mastery over all phenomena. It lets you skillfully navigate and even profoundly influence your own reality.
Influence reality.
And guide others with, unparalleled wisdom. It suggests a proactive, really intelligent engagement with everything you encounter, not just letting things happen to you.
Right, taking the reins. Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me. The Bodhi mind is likened to a precious medicine.
Yutoku. Yes.
What kind of illness are we talking about here? What does this medicine cure?
It's a medicine that cures all defilement diseases, or buntfinan.
Defilement diseases.
And the primary disease, the root of all these issues, is identified as tamai.
Tamai.
Which translates pretty directly to greed, craving, and attachment.
The big ones.
Are big ones, exactly. And the medicine itself, it's the profound understanding, the deep insight that all suffering arises from this craving.
Okay, so understanding is the cure.
Yes, but it's not a one-and-done dose. That's the key. You need to take it regularly, like actual medicine. Every few hours, the text suggests.
Every few hours?
How? By constantly reflecting, by looking at how craving leads to specific suffering in your own life right now.
Okay. Constant mindfulness of it.
Precisely. And think about this.
Yeah.
The sources classify things we might see as, minor issues like overeating as a nervous disorder, or excessive sleeping as sleep addiction, also a nervous disorder.
Oh, really? Nervous disorder.
That's the classification given. And the point is, these aren't just physical things. They lead to profound mental suffering.
Right.
The text describes people caught up in these cravings as rarely truly happy. They get that temporary relief, sure, but they stay in long-term suffering, like a fish that's always on the hook.
That's a powerful image. A fish perpetually hooked.
It's quite an observation, isn't it? We've all probably seen moments like that, maybe even in ourselves, where someone's enjoying something that's clearly causing long-term imbalance if you look closer.
Absolutely.
And the shocking part, perhaps, is that many don't even see these as diseases. They might even think they're beneficial.
Like the buffet example you mentioned.
Exactly, the buffet example. Paying for value, but actually, as the text puts it, buying illness. They might feel joy in the moment, while, others might observe them with a kind of disgust, highlighting this profound lack of self-awareness about their own suffering.
Wow. Okay, that's a powerful idea, but facing our own cravings head on like that, constantly reflecting, That sounds incredibly difficult. What's the initial hurdle people face with this?
Well, I think the initial hurdle is often that lack of self-awareness. We just don't recognize our cravings as the direct source of our suffering, or we minimize it.
We make excuses.
We make excuses, exactly. So the teaching emphasizes constant reflection. It's a moment-by-moment practice. Observe the craving arise, notice the temporary joy it promises, and then see the eventual dissatisfaction or harm it brings.
So track the whole cycle.
Track the cycle. So what this all means for us, practically, is actively confronting our own cravings, taking that metaphorical medicine daily, maybe hourly.
Instead of waiting until actually the damage is done and then feeling regretful.
Exactly. Rather than waiting to repent after the harm is done, it's about building a consistent practice of self-observation. It's proactive.
Okay, that makes sense. So moving on, the Bodhi mind is also described in several other really powerful ways. These highlight its protective and transformative qualities.
Yes, quite a few more analogies.
Like a deep pit. It says it simply absorbs and neutralizes all negative impulses, all evil phenomena you might encounter. What's the practical benefit of seeing it that way?
Well, the wisdom there is that by cultivating the Bodhi mind, you essentially create this inner space, an inner depth, you could say, where these unwholesome states just lose their power, they sink away, provided, of course, you commit to the path of awakening using the ladder of enlightened Dharma, as the text says.
Like an internal black hole for negativity. Wow, that's a powerful image.
It really is, especially for anyone trying to manage their, their inner landscape.
Definitely. Then it's also likened to a diamond.
Ah, yes. Vajra-like.
This isn't just knowing things, right?
Right.
It's described as diamond-sharp clarity.
Exactly. It cuts through illusion, through confusion. It allows you to penetrate and understand all phenomena deeply, accurately, even the most subtle details.
So really precise wisdom.
Penetrating wisdom, yes. It gets right to the core of everything, offers real insight into life's challenges, and, crucially, their true solutions.
Okay. And then there's this lovely image of it as an incense box.
Mm-hmm. Containing all merits and virtues.
Right, contrasting sharply with, as the sources say, ordinary people often filled with greed, anger, ignorance, arrogance, doubt.
The classic defilements.
Yeah. These merits in the Bodhi mind are described as wonderfully fragrant and pleasant, like a spiritual aroma radiating outward.
A beautiful metaphor for the positive influence it has.
And as if that weren't enough, it's also described as a beautiful flower. So captivating the entire world delights in gazing upon it. What does that signify for the person cultivating this?
It signifies the inherent goodness, the desirability, the profound magnetism of the Bodhi mind.
Magnetism. Interesting.
Yeah, it suggests it brings love, contains vast benefits. Its beauty and positive impact are somehow universally recognized and appreciated. It sort of naturally draws others towards its goodness.
Okay, this next analogy, though, connects right back to our earlier medicine discussion. The Bodhi mind as sandalwood.
Yes.
Dispelling the heat of desire. How does that connect to what we've been discussing about craving?
It connects perfectly. Sandalwood is known for its cooling property, right?
Right.
So metaphorically, it has the power to dissipate that heat of human desire, the feverishness of wanting.
Ah, the agitation.
Exactly, the agitation. And it leads to this state of profound coolness and comfort. The text uses the term dhanmat, which implies this ultimate state of ease, of well-being. It's where that hook of desire we talked about, it no longer brings pain because you just don't bite it anymore.
You're free from the torment.
You're truly free. That's the coolness.
Then we have the imagery of dark agarwood. Trum Hung In, spreading its fragrance throughout the entire Dharma realm.
Yes, this one is quite profound.
What's the deep takeaway from that? It sounds vast.
It symbolizes the vast, far-reaching impact and the truly immeasurable merit of the Bodhi mind. There are some pretty incredible descriptions in the scriptures related to this.
Oh, yeah?
They talk about a legendary type of agarwood called Nug oxhead agarwood. It's described as unbelievably rare and precious.
How rare?
So rare, it's said to only appear when a Buddha arises in the world and vanishes after the Buddha enters nirvana. Now only exists in heavenly realms, apparently.
Wow.
And get this, a tiny piece, the size of a single grain of Indian long-grain rice. It's just a tiny speck.
Is said to hold the value of the entire world, Mount Sumeru included, and all accumulated merits combined.
That's hard to even comprehend.
It is. And the profound takeaway is that cultivating the Bodhi mind generates this kind of unimaginable, almost cosmic merit and value. And interestingly, This Nugu Gagarwood doesn't grow over time.
No.
No, it appears instantaneously due to the inconceivable merits of a Buddha. It's like the 7 treasures of a Dharma wheel king, a universal monarch, which are said to manifest instantly when they ascend the throne and vanish when they depart, spontaneously arising power.
Right, so cultivating the Bodhi mind means you're on the path to realizing such unimaginable merits yourself. It's like an inherent wealth that manifests from within.
Exactly. That's the implication, a spontaneous arising of virtue and benefit.
Okay, finally. The Bodhi mind is likened to Dukavung Kin,
Medicine King Good Sight.
capable of destroying all defilement diseases. Now, we've talked about it as medicine already, but what does the king and good sight aspect add here? That seems specific. Yeah, that's a great question. It adds layers. The Buddha is often seen as the supreme physician, the king of medicine, and the Dharma, the teachings, are the medicine itself.
Okay.
The core medicine, as we discussed, is that fundamental understanding. All suffering arises from craving, and it needs constant application.
Right.
The king part refers to the supreme efficacy of this medicine, its ultimate power. And good sight? Well, that speaks to the perfect insight, the ability to clearly see the root cause of suffering, the precise nature of the illness, and therefore apply the exact cure.
Perfect diagnosis and prescription.
Perfect diagnosis, perfect prescription. And there are bodhisattvas, these enlightened beings who compassionately delay their own final nirvana to help all beings.
Right, like Avalokiteshvara.
Exactly. Well, there's one known as Medicine King Bodhisattva, Dukvung Botat, who embodies this principle. They can heal through the Dharma. The source even mentions something called human medicine or non-duties.
Medicine.
Yeah, where the bodhisattva themselves, their very being is medicinal. They can heal just by touch, or even by giving someone a piece of earth from their body imbued with their merit.
Incredible.
And there's also mention in the scriptures of a mythical medicine tree, one that cures all diseases, body and mind.
A universal cure tree, where is it?
Well, what's really thought-provoking about this mythical tree, it's said to be inaccessible only to the sick.
Wait, the sick can't reach the cure? How does that work?
Because their sickness itself, their internal state, prevents them from reaching it. It's not physically far away, necessarily, but their own defilements, their lack of clarity, blocks their access.
So the obstacle is internal.
Entirely internal. And the sources hint at something even deeper. The tree, almost personified, implicitly refuses to appear to those who lack great compassion.
Wow. So there's a kind of reciprocity.
Exactly. It suggests a reciprocal relationship between the healer or the source of healing and the healed. It really highlights that the true medicine isn't just some external pill or plant, but it's deeply intertwined with one's own inner state, your compassion, your intentions.
That's a lot to think about. Okay, so we've taken a deep dive into this profound concept of generating the Bodhi mind. We've seen how it's portrayed as a guiding force, a healing balm, a diamond of insight, a fragrant presence.
And an ultimate cure for suffering.
And an ultimate cure. It really seems to be about cultivating a deep awareness and, crucially, compassionate action.
Awareness and compassion, absolutely central.
But that final point you made about the medicine tree. The source material suggests the ultimate medicine, this healing tree, is unreachable for the sick precisely because they are sick, and maybe even reluctant to appear for those lacking compassion.
Yes, that's the challenging implication.
So this raises a really important question for us, doesn't it? In a world with so much suffering, if the greatest cure is within reach, but actually accessing it requires our own awakening, our own development of great compassion, well, what responsibility do we have right now to cultivate that Bodhi mind? Not just for ourselves, but maybe for the well-being of everyone.
That's the question to sit with, isn't it? What is our part in making that medicine available?